Yep.
Welcome back, Reflections.
Peace, Reflections.
Peace. Today we're going to talk about how food is information and energy interaction, and basically energy exchange. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. First, we're going to start off by giving respect to the most honorable Master Chief Eligio by nature for waking me up and showing me the truth, so that now I can live it and teach it to myself, the other versions of myself.
Right. With who we wouldn't be, without we wouldn't be out of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? He's our enlightener. He's our sparker, the one who basically reflected that light from the sun to enlighten us, to teach us what we are. And, all honor and reverence goes to him. I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? And today we're going to be breaking down how everything is energy, and how everything, all of your senses are food, and how basically we're going to be talking about like imbalances in energy that you can receive through one flow of energy or one input of energy. Then like how you can have imbalances in say taking in information if you take in too much food. You feel me? Like from different senses, how you can take in too much from one and not enough from another, and how these can play out in your life.
So basically, food at the end of the day, we eat it for energy. Everything eats food for energy. Plants, they have their own type of food. We all have a certain type of food, which gives us energy to do what we do. What movement is basically an emotion. It's energy in motion. So where do all of our emotions come from? Our emotions come from thoughts. So is it safe to say that the food, the energy that we're taking in order to go into motion, is it safe to say that energy is information? So when you're eating food, when you're receiving any type of food, you're really receiving information. So knowledge can be food. You see, people around you are food. Energy is food, because energy is information. So when you're taking in energy, you're taking in information, and what's going to happen is you're going to play out certain actions based on the information that you just took in. So if I take in a certain type of energy from you, my reaction may be a little controlled by what energy I just took in. And this is where alchemy comes into play, which is turning one type of energy into another. More so, you should know what type of energy, what type of food, what type of information you're taking in anyway, because this is going to control the type of person you are. You are your response to your environment, and this goes deep into epigenetics. Your environment is not separate from you. Your environment is energy. Your environment is food. People around you are food. You have to be able to control that.
Right, and it's to bring the holographic universe into this too, because it's to say that this is all a projection of your mind, and to understand the universe, you should think energy, vibration, and frequency. The energy that you're seeing around you is your frequency. The energy that you're matching on, that's your frequency. You vibrate to a certain frequency. You feel me? And if you're interacting with demons and you're in Babylon, right, where you receive fucked up food, that's your frequency. That's your thought frequency. And for you to understand that and grow through that, you first have to admit that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we say get out of Babylon, because that's a demonic thought frequency. That's a lower vibrational frequency. And we recommend that you go to the tropics, and we recommend that you eat natural foods and you eat from the earth, because this is an organic thought frequency, and this gets you back to an original state. You know what I'm saying? And when you get back to an original state, that's where you can grow and evolve through. And that's when I got to an organic state, or when as I started striving for an organic state, that's when I started learning all the lessons of life. You know what I'm saying? Because in Babylon, you're deterred from life. You're taken off the path of life. And when you get back to the tropics and you start eating the organic food, it's more than just getting back to organic food in the organic state. This is where life starts. You know what I'm saying? This is where you actually start receiving codes and your mission for life. This is where it all starts planning out.
Let's think about it like this. When you think about life, you look at nature and you see life in nature. You see, the trees growing. Everything in nature is always growing and growing and growing. Nature is pro-life. It is for life. It is not doing something that would kill itself. Nothing in nature, in its natural environment, is going to do something self-destructive to hinder its own growth. Everything in nature is always growing. This is what life is doing. Life is always growing. Now, the beauty about life and growing is the fact that it's interdependent. Everything is doing something for something else. So when you look at Babylon, what you notice is Yes, they're eating food. Yes, they're doing this or doing that. But what are they giving back? What are they doing with that energy? And the thing, you'll see that there really is no true growth because they're not giving back to life. It's not pro-life. If you're flushing your pot down the toilet and washing it out with chemicals and putting it in chlorinated water, then you're actually removing all the nutrients and everything that you could be giving back. So you're actually putting nothing back and taking a lot in. And for what reason? You see what I'm saying? When I had mentioned that food is information, energy is information. If you're going to have a vegan diet and live in Babylon, then that information should be telling you to come back to an original way of living. It should be telling you to come back to where that food comes from. You should be going to where you got that food from. That's what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you how to live properly. And if you're in a Babylonian environment eating vegan, you're going to be in cognitive dissonance because it's going to be really bad for you. The environment of meat eaters that you're in, the environment of death that you're in, the environment of anti-life that you're in, it doesn't matter if you're eating for life, pro-life. If you're living in an environment that is against life, those are the energies that you will be taking in anyway.
Right.
So if you want to become vegan, you have to only be around vegans. You have to be in an area that supports veganism. What is the best area to do that other than the tropics where the food comes from? What is a better area to do that? And you can try to make this home in Babylon, but at the end of the day, if you're going to live there, you're going to have to support that system that kills, steals, and destroys from nature. So you will always be out of tune with the universe. You will never be cipher because that system isn't cipher. That system kills, steals, and destroys from what we are. It takes from the source and never gives back. There's Babylon, the banking system does not give back to the planet. It does not give back to nature. And it's set up that way. You can't try to live like this and live in that system at the same time. It doesn't work.
And it's to say Babylon is a thought frequency, right? So you can come back to your natural environment. You can come back to the tropics. It's the thought frequency that which you hold when you intake that food, ingest that food, because it only gets processed through your brain, or it gets processed through your processor. You feel me? Like your brain being your processor. It gets processed through this. And if you have a bunch of junk information and a bunch of junk knowledge, you now take that food and convert that food or convert that energy into what you are. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't receive those, you might not be able to receive these codes because of the way that you're thinking, because of the insulation in your mind, meaning you hold a Babylon thought frequency. And don't forget about your EMF. Your EMF permeates your thoughts. You permeate an energy, you know what I'm saying? Electromagnetic field. You're permeating your field of thoughts. And it's like when you have food in front of you and you think negative, that can apply onto the food, that can apply onto the people. That's why we're peopletarian, because we understand EMF field, we understand energy. So we want healthy food around us, being people, being food, being music, being any form of intake. You know what I'm saying? I want good energy around. You know what I'm saying? And in negative states, negative people, they can insulate you from connecting to higher pieces of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So you could try to do better. You can try to, be vegan and all of this, but it doesn't really matter if you're going to stay in that same environment. You got to realize that everything you see is truly a projection of your mind. So if you're seeing Babylon, and you're living in Babylon, and you're affiliating with Babylon, and you're dealing with it, you got to understand that's a projection of yours. Now, you have to be careful who you keep around you. You can't just deal with anybody. Just talking to somebody is exchanging energy with them. If you're exchanging energy with people who eat meat and things like that, you got to be careful, and you got to be aware that you're doing this, and start to control your reality a little bit more. If you don't, then it won't matter what you're eating. You're still gonna have negative energy you're still gonna be taking in negative energy. You're still gonna be taking in ignorance. You're still gonna be taking in hate. Now, you can be in your higher self and alchemize this. You can alchemize this, but at the end of the day, why would you stay in the same place that you got sick at? Why would you stay in the same place that makes you sick? You have the cure. You know what the problem is. We're giving you the problem. We're giving you the root to the issue. Being vegan is like a cure to a symptom. It doesn't matter if you're staying in the same place that you got sick. You're just going to get sick again. You have to change your environment. You have to change the people around you. People around you is your environment. You are not separate from this. When you change your environment, you change the people around you. This is you truly making a change within yourself. This is you truly growing, stepping into your higher self. Once you know the truth, you have to live the truth. And that's the whole thing about food, is that it's information. We act upon our information. Once you're eating food and you're taking in information, you have to act upon that information. What happens if you eat and you eat and you eat and you do nothing? What happens? You get fat. Your body isn't using any of that energy, so it just stores it in the fat, and you become lethargic. You become lazy. Your body, you become an inefficient being. You're not thinking clear because your body is processing a bunch of other shit where it's taking from your brain power, it's taking from your mind. You're not able to process things better. You're not able to think as clear, and this is a problem. More so, if you're going to take in information, you're going to eat a vegan diet. If you're going to change the people around you, and you're going to start making that change, you have to stick to it. Because if you're going to be vegan for a week and then go right back to dealing with shitty people or right back to eating meat and stuff, you're going to be in a worse state. You're going to be worse off. You can't just step into the Christ consciousness and then step back out. Once you know the truth, you know the truth, and it's going to be 10 times worse for you when you intentionally go back to that lie.
Right.
When you choose to live that lie, you're going to be in a worse state of hell.
And it's to know that, all right, now instead of going vegan, you have to understand that it's not just saying I'm going to eat vegan food. It's a whole change in your thought frequency. It's a whole remanifestation. It's to understand that, okay, I'm in Babylon. I'm in a place that insulates me from nature. Going vegan in Babylon is not right. Like my brother here was saying, you can't just go vegan in Babylon. You can't cure yourself in the place that you got sick. So it's to say, okay, I'm going to change my thought frequency. You know what I'm saying? Because your thought frequency is what pick and decides whether or not what you're gonna eat. It's you have a thought and you go eat that, and you can't think of vegan food in a natural state like the same way you think in Babylon. You can't do that. You can't think, okay, I'm gonna eat until I'm stuffed and I'm gonna pass out. You can't do that. When you want to return to a natural state, you have to eat that food with the intent of, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Every time you think about food, it's like, what am I? It's like right behind that thought or deeper than that thought with a greater intent. You have or like a greater desire. You have to feel, I'm gonna turn this into that. I'm what is it? I'm a wizard. I'm one who alchemizes energy. I'm an alchemist. I think energy. I think that energy. But then beyond that, I think greater. I think I'm going to turn this into this, and basically I'm going to manifest. I'm going to use this energy that the universe has provided me with in order to manifest something greater. It's fuel that it's given me.
It's just like what the Honorable Master Chief was teaching us. It's not just, you were just talking about this, was the fact that when you want to change your situation, you want to leave a certain situation, you can't just say, okay, I'm done, I want to leave. You have to know where you're going.
Right.
You have to know what you're going to do. You can't just act out of subjectivity. Mm-hmm. This will lead you nowhere. This is a path to destruction. This is a devil's playground. When you're just eating to eat, when you're just taking in whatever information, you're just watching whatever, you're just hanging out with whatever, you need to be careful because relationships are taking you places. It's a ship. You got to be, what kind of relationship do you have with the food? What kind of relationship do you have with the people around you? What kind of relationship do you have with the food, with your environment? Because all of this information is going to take you somewhere. You have to be aware of that, and you can't just move and act out of nothing. You have to know where you're going. When you know where you're going, then you're thinking about what you need to do. This is how the universe works. When you think about what you can give, the universe will make sure you're in abundance. But so long as you're thinking about what you can give before what you can get, you're thinking about what you can give before you're thinking about what you can take and what you can get. Dang, I want to eat this, I want to eat that, I want a carrot salad, I want a freaking mango smoothie. Before you're thinking about those things, you should be thinking about, what am I going to do with this energy? What am I going to do with this information? We just left Vegan Planet, and the whole time I'm like, yo, this is great, this is good, but I'm over here thinking about, what am I going to do today? How am I going to use this energy today? How can I make this better? So when you come to me, I want to make a video, I'm like, yes, this is it. Beautiful. And then so long as we live like this and we're thinking about what we can give, like what we're doing here, we're giving knowledge. We're giving the top knowledge to you for free. People will charge you money for this. People are charging money for the truth, and it's ridiculous. When it's the age of information, it's the age of Aquarius, you have a choice of what you take in. You don't have to eat GMO. You don't have to be around GMO people. You don't have to be around inorganic people anymore. This is a choice at this point. It's a choice to be ignorant at this point. You don't have to do this. It's a choice to kill yourself. It's a choice to indulge and live out of subjectivity when objectivity is available now. The Christ conscious, the kingdom of heaven is now available to you. And food, information, Energy. This is the key. Controlling energy. How you manipulate energy in your reality is based upon your astrological program. Some people's programs aren't designed for them to live a natural organic life. Some people's are. We at least want to give those who can hear this message for what it is a chance and guidance on how to move in objectivity, how to move the way God would move. God moves out of objectivity. God knows where it's going. God knows what it's going to do with its energy. The devil is just like free for all. Do whatever it is. Who cares? There's no morality there. There's no laws and principles there. That's not how we move. We have order and structure. And as so long as you're thinking about what you can give, I'm gonna eat. This is the law. This is success right here. I'm giving you game. You want to achieve something? Think about what you can do. Think about what you can achieve with it. You want a girlfriend? Think about what that girl's gonna do for you. How are you gonna use that to help everybody else? You want to eat something delicious? Well, think about what is that food gonna do? What do you need energy for? Why do you need to eat food right now? Why do you need that energy? What are you gonna do with it? How are you gonna help other people? We're always thinking about what we can do and what we can give back to nature. Guess what? We live in abundance. The universe makes sure we have what we need in order to do that, in order to accomplish that. We come and live from a righteous place.
Right, and that's for me to say. I've had these issues where I've come from a place of desiring the food and desiring these things. These are lower self thoughts. When you desire a information or basically knowledge in a sense of organic food and real righteous, like I say righteous food because it's going to propel me on this path and or knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I desire these things, I can get caught up. I could have gotten caught up in them. And it's like I can desire these things, but as you cut down on those and you realign your thoughts and you focus your thoughts on the truth, you're gonna realize that your desires are gonna change. I start to desire to put the knowledge and information out. You can be blocking your blessings by how much information you take in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hold yourself down and you can weigh yourself down metaphysically in sense, which is this is all the mind. But metaphysically, you can hold yourself back and you can stop yourself from raising the greater thought frequencies because you ate too much food. You know what I'm saying? And you can't feel that desire to go make a video or go make music or go do what you do or outlet in the way that you do because you fucking ate too much food or you took in too much knowledge and now you're confused and now you don't know what to do.
You're not doing it.
You know what I'm saying? And is there anything else you want to add
Yeah,
before I sum it up?
I'll say this one last thing. You know, when I remember when I went vegetarian, it was irritating me because I'm like, yo, like, there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm not just eating fruits and vegetables just to eat fruits and vegetables. No, eating meat is wrong. And I knew that, and I knew what it was doing to me. I knew it was slowing me down. I wasn't thinking clear. I was constantly angry. I just knew these things, and I stopped doing that. And I started trying to tell people, like, yo, like, there's a deeper reason. It's for the animals. You gotta understand cowspiracy. We're destroying the planet with this the way that we're farming animals, and GMOs. I understood all of this at the time, and I had went vegetarian, and I was like doing this. People were like, so what is it for? Like, how does this help you? Like, what is this doing for you? And I was trying to tell people, like, you know, it's not just about the food or like how it tastes. People are like, oh, I guess you just like to eat that. You don't like the way meat tastes, and it's deeper than that. It's deeper than the food. It's a lifestyle. Being vegan, being vegetarian, eating organic, it's a lifestyle. It's not about the food. It's about a way of living. It's about the way that you live. And if you're eating McDonald's still, you're still eating meat and carne asada tacos and weird shit, then you gotta understand this is gonna show you the type of lifestyle that you have. You live in a death culture. You're a part of a death cult. You're a part of a cult that does not care about life. For you to be killing something to eat it when you don't even have to. You don't even have to do this. There is an abundance of fruits and vegetables that we throw out. 60% of meat that people buy to eat is thrown out. Anyway, so we're really just killing to kill. It's really just keeping a money game going. It's really just perpetuating an evil system, perpetuating the bank. We throw out more fruits and vegetables than we throw out meat. So we have plenty of food. Stop eating third party. You're getting sunlight. All energy and information is coming from the sun, goes into the plants. The plants are eating first party. They're getting their energy straight from the sun. We each supposed to eat those plants. We're supposed to get that energy second party. They're turning it into a tasty, delicious, healthy form of information, form of the sun for us to intake and enjoy and promote our life. So we can, and it even has seeds in it, so we can even give back and we can even stay in abundance with that. When you're eating meat, you're not designed for it. You're eating third party. You should be eating what the animal is eating. You shouldn't be eating the animal. When you eat the animal, you're getting your sunlight third party. Now the information is wrong. Information is altered and modified. And that's basically what I want to end on. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's deeper than just eating food. You know, food is information. People are food. Your environment is food. The greens and the browns, this beautiful ocean that I can see is food.
Right, and to sum it up, it's to get back to an organic, an original state in your thought frequency, in yourself, in the place that you're at, and to basically take in, because you could only resonate and accept something that was natural and organic if you were natural and organic. You're gonna quit veganism if you're unnatural, unorganic. In Babylon, it's going to be you can't maintain an organic state. You can't get to an organic state. You know what I'm saying? And to add to what he said, it's like you look out into nature and we're throwing out 60% of the meat that's purchased. You know, it's like wait, what? It's like, and we have all these fruits and all these vegetables and stop eating third party. It's like if you could take this in for what it was, for food rather than desire, you could actually see the meaning of life. You could actually feelize life. All these meats, all of these things. In certain places where they were eaten or they have to be eaten, it's for purpose. You know what I'm saying? We eat these for purpose. We eat these to perpetuate our mission. Some people can just eat to run away from life, and you can't run from yourself. So don't ever think like that's not going to solve your problem. You feel what I'm saying? And it's really to originate your thought frequency, reevaluate where you are,
Closer to the source.
Yeah, get back to what you really are. Become yourself. You know what I'm saying? Unlock pieces of your mind that you were running away from. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, that's my piece. That's what I gotta say.
That was good.
All honor and reverence goes to our Commander in Chief, my Master Chief
Eligio by nature.
My
Shout
Lord,
out to my chief.
my Lord and Savior. I love myself. Reflection.
I love myself.
Peace.